Hello students, welcome to class 12 business studies class. We are going to continue with the chapter consumer protection. In our previous class, we have understood the 6 important rights granted to a consumer by the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Correct? Now, we all know that the consumers are granted the rights of safety, to be informed, to choose, to be heard, to seek redressal, and consumer education. Correct? Then we all know that rights and responsibility go hand in hand so that the organization is able to give its best. Now, when consumer forums and or organization have been set up and various acts have been passed by the district court, the state government, the central government, then it is a very important responsibility of the consumer to be aware about his duties at the time of purchase, use, or consuming goods and services. So in today's class, we are going to understand about consumer responsibilities. Okay, so various responsibilities are also there which go hand in hand with consumer right. Let us start with the first one, that consumer must exercise his right. Means all the 6 rights which are granted by the Consumer Protection Act, he should know them, he should be aware, and he should exercise these rights. He should be ready, he should not hesitate. Then only his rights will be protected. So this is the foremost responsibility of the consumer, to be aware of his rights and exercise them at the right time. Second is, the consumer should be a cautious consumer. He should collect complete information of the product regarding quality, quantity, specifications. He should know about the instruction, the use, the risk associated with the product or services. Means he should be a cautious consumer. Then third, he should be ready to file complaints. First was he should be ready to exercise right. Second, he should be a cautious consumer, aware consumer, and he should keep in mind the risk, and for that he should have complete information about the product, about the quality, price, weights, manufacturing and expiring date, use, safety standards, etc. Third is, if he finds that he's been cheated or his rights have been violated, then he should be ready to file complaint, even if the loss amount is very small or meager. Correct? He should be ready to file complaint. Next, then he should be quality conscious. He should, suppose if a consumer is buying a jewelry product, gold product, then he should check the Bureau of Indian Standard mark, the hallmark sign. For agricultural products, he should check the agricultural product mark, that is the egg mark. Then for industrial product, the ISI mark. Then the fruit products, the FPO mark for the food product orders. Correct? Like jams, pickles, fruit drinks, etc. That means he should look for quality certification mark, for wool products the wool mark, and so on. This is the next responsibility. Then he should be aware about the risk associated, so that he has to read the instruction properly and the safety standard associated with them. Next, he should be honest. He should demand only legal commodities. He should discourage illegal marketing like black marketing, hoarding, etc. He should be a responsible customer or the user. He should discourage all unfair trade practices which the firms are adopting. Correct? Then one of the most important responsibility of the consumer is to insist on cash memo. When whatever purchases is making, then he should ask for cash memo so that he can have proof of whatever purchases he has made. Next, he should file complaint without considering whether the amount is low or high. He should be an educated customer. He should know about the rights. Okay, so these were the responsibilities. We can say that he should be honest. He should discourage black marketing, hoarding. He should file complaint. He should ensure that he gets a fair deal. He should buy standardized goods. He should read the label properly. Then he should form consumer societies which could play an active part in educating the consumers and safeguarding their interests. And most important, he should respect the environment and avoid wastages, littering, or contributing towards pollution. So these are the responsibilities of consumers. Now, who can file complaint? Okay, this is also a very important concept, that who can file complaint in the consumer forum. Okay, so there are, as per the slide which I am sharing with you, there are 6 category of people or 6 categories you feel who can file a complaint. First is any consumer. Okay. Second, voluntary consumer association. It should be, if it is registered, then it's very good. It would be easy to file complaint and get redressal. Then central government or the state government. Correct? Then one or the more consumer on behalf of numerous consumers having same interest. Next is a legal hire or representative of a deceased consumer, a consumer who's no more. Correct? Then he can file a then his legal hire can file a complaint. Okay? Once again I repeat, who can file a complaint? A consumer, any registered voluntary consumer association, central or the state government, one or more consumer on behalf of other consumers having similar interest, legal hire or representative of the deceased consumer. Correct? One or more consumers means, suppose in your society there is a problem relating to electricity, the street light problem, then you can file a complaint on behalf of others to the electricity department. Or there is the proper water provision is not there and you are getting dirty water or inadequate water, then on behalf of all of the residents you can file a complaint. You can get their signature and file complaint in the water or the electricity department. Regarding the last one, legal hire or representative of deceased consumer, suppose Mr. A was the user of electricity in his house, but now Mr. A is not there. So his son or grandson can file a complaint if they have some faulty wiring problem or irregular supply of electricity or overcharging of bill, etc. Okay, though the name of Mr. A might be there on the bill which is generated by the electricity department, the NDPL, okay, but his son, Mr. A's son or grandson or anyone, Mr. A's wife or anyone can file a complaint on behalf of Mr. A who is no more. Okay, correct? So if they feel that there is a problem in service that is given by electricity department, then they can file a complaint. So this is regarding who can file a complaint. Okay, so today we understood about various responsibilities of consumer. As I told you also, rights and responsibilities go hand in hand. One's right becomes the responsibility of other. Okay, and one's responsibility becomes the right of others. So if in order to protect the rights a consumer should see that he is also a responsible consumer when the concept of purchase is there, or usage is there, or consumption is there regarding goods and services. You should be an aware consumer. You should buy standardized goods. You should know about the risk. You should read label. He should ensure that he has got a fair deal. He should be honest in his dealing. Most important, he should ask for a cash memo, and he should be ready to file case. He should be he should take an initiative to form consumer forums, and most of all, he should respect the environment where the business exists and from where he is getting all the benefits and services. Then we concluded you can file a complaint. Consumer, voluntary association of consumers, central or the state government, one or more consumers, legal hire or representative of or deceased consumer. Correct? In our next class, we are going to understand about the three-tier structure of redressal under the Consumer Protection Act 1986. That is the district forum, the state government and the central government. Okay.